Hey guys, Stealth here. Let's have a look at the new Wolverine AA unit. Now, when I first saw the Wolverine, I wasn't really too optimistic about it. I mean, it's an LAV with a triple javelin launcher. You can't really see it here, but this thing fires 3 javelins in quick succession. Before it takes some time to reload, it says about 15 seconds, which seems about right. 2450 meter range against helicopters, little under 2 kilometer range against aircraft, and a 45% accuracy. Now, this deck I only have Wolverines and a couple of scouts. The computer only has a couple of helicopters. As you can see here, they have some Mi-25 S-24s, they have some scout helicopters, and we're going to be seeing a couple of other helicopters. Now, I've taken these units because these are decently armored, 1 armor frontal, and some of these are even heavily armored helicopters, such as the 100 points helicopters you're going to see later. So it's just going to be their air units against my anti-air units. Now, normally, of course, you would back up Wolverines with, say, a Centurion marksman. This way you have a SPOG combined with an AA missile unit, and this usually works best. But in this case they don't get that kind of backup, they're just going to have to make do with their own firepower. So I have my own line of AA here. Now you can see that these Wolverines are really good at getting into position quickly. 150 kph on-road, 100 kph off-road. They do come with a machine gun, but that's mostly used against ground vehicles. And now we can actually start testing these things. Now, before they start firing, keep in mind these things aren't capable of firing on the move. They don't have a stabilizer, so you need to keep these things still in order to fire. I took out my scout and now my Wolverine starts firing. For a 45% accuracy, them hitting both is surprising. Reloading, firing second salvo. Took out 1 helicopter. Now they're stunned. They don't have a lot of armor, 2 front, 2 side, 1 back and 0 top, so they're very vulnerable. But for 35 points they're not too bad. And they also have a medium size, which means that if you keep them in forests or near cover, they're harder to target for the ATGMs, and as you can see most of these have already fired without hitting anything. He misses, which is unsurprising since he's panicked. I have some more coming in here from the right side. Now, as you can see, most of these are completely out of ammo. These are the S-24 variant, which have those S-24 missiles, or S-24 rockets. So the things they got left now is just their main gun, their Yak-B. And at this point you can really see how these things are quite cost effective. If I had a Centurion marksman, the scores would have been even higher, but right now I've done 430 points of damage and they've taken out 150 points of my own. So they're not that bad. They do carry 12 javelins apiece, so they can fire 4 salvos. Took out some more helicopters with these guys on the left, and they reach elite very quickly. I brought in 8 of these at the beginning of the game, and they seem to be... Sorry, these are the hardened variants. You can also get a couple less of them at a higher or lower veterancy, which will also reduce their accuracy. See, 70% accuracy, that's good for a unit which supposedly has 45. Has to do with the elite level. Now we have Mi-24 VPs coming in. Very important targets, 100 point units. High strength, same as the Mi-25s, 10 point strength, some armor. And even these guys are going to succumb to my Wolverines pretty quickly. Now, unfortunately, I didn't think to bring any logistics in this deck, other than my only command vehicle, which is way back here. So I cannot tell you how many units of supplies these things take up. But I think it should be okay, because they're basically man pads mounted on the LAV vehicle. Keep in mind though that these have a range of 2450, which means that the ATGMs, especially from these VPs, have a 2800 meter range, which means they can take out the Wolverine before the Wolverine can take out them. I'm going after my scout here. Okay, in the end, of course, they will swarm me since I only have 8 AA units. But as you can see, they did almost 2.5 times their damage, or 2.5 times their points value in damage. So I'm actually quite surprised at how good these Wolverines really are. Let me know what you think of these units. Are you going to be using them? I don't really play Commonwealth or Canada that much, but if I do, I think I'm going to take a couple of these, because they seem to be a nice addition to the Canadian air defense. So let me know what you think. What do you like, what do you don't like? Look forward to reading your comments below. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any units you want me to review, post them in the comments. And see you in the next video.